Hey Bears fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Chicago Bears. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. The moment this rumor started circulating, it felt like one of those whispers that refuses to stay quiet, the kind that starts in a corner of the league and suddenly dominates every conversation among fans, insiders, and content creators. Word is spreading that a massive trade involving the Cleveland Browns and the Chicago Bears has been confirmed behind closed doors, with MYLES GARRETT emerging as the centerpiece of a move that could reshape the identity of an entire franchise. Now, officially, nothing has been laid out in black and white for the public, but the confidence behind these whispers is different. This is not just speculation born from fan imagination. This feels like a calculated chess move, one that has been brewing for a long time, fueled by internal frustrations, long-term visions, and a desire from both sides to reset certain narratives. For the Bears, this rumor sounds like ambition finally turning into action. For years, the talk around Chicago has been about rebuilding, patience, and waiting for the perfect moment. The idea that they are now willing to push their chips to the center of the table for a defensive superstar sends a very clear message. This move suggests urgency, belief in the current core, and an understanding that elite defenses still win championships. From a Browns side, the speculation hints at a different motivation, possibly tied to cap flexibility, locker room dynamics, or a philosophical shift in how they want to construct their roster moving forward. As people around the league connect the dots, it becomes easier to understand why MYLES GARRETT's name keeps surfacing in these conversations. He is not just another elite pass rusher. He is the face of a defensive philosophy, the type of player offenses game plan around before anything else. Rumors suggest that Cleveland, despite valuing him immensely, may have reached a crossroads where maintaining balance across the roster became more important than holding onto a single superstar, no matter how dominant. There's talk of internal evaluations, questioning how sustainable the current structure truly is, especially when expectations remain sky-high year after year. For Chicago, this potential acquisition is being viewed as transformational. Insiders are whispering that the front office sees Garrett as the missing piece, the anchor who can elevate an entire unit and change how opponents approach them weekly. The Bears' defense has long been searching for a new identity, someone who can strike fear the moment the ball is snapped. Adding a player of Garrett's caliber would instantly shift the narrative from hopeful rebuilding team to legitimate threat. What makes this rumor even more intriguing is the timing and the silence surrounding it. Typically, when a move of this magnitude is even hinted at, leaks fly everywhere. Agents talk, executives deflect, and players post cryptic messages. This time, however, the quiet has been almost suspicious. Some around the league believe this is intentional, a sign that both organizations want to control the narrative and avoid unnecessary backlash before everything is fully aligned. There are whispers that negotiations were intense, stretching across multiple discussions, with both sides carefully weighing the long-term consequences. For the Browns, letting go of a player like Garrett is not just a roster decision. It is an emotional one. He represents years of progress, resilience, and defensive dominance. For the Bears, committing to such a move signals confidence that the foundation is strong enough to justify adding a premier star rather than continuing to accumulate future assets. From a locker room perspective, this rumored trade carries enormous implications. In Chicago, players are said to be buzzing at the idea of lining up alongside one of the most feared defenders in football. The presence of a leader like Garrett could instantly raise standards, intensity, and accountability across the defense. Younger players would have a blueprint for preparation and professionalism, while veterans would feel the urgency to capitalize on a rare opportunity. Meanwhile, in Cleveland, the emotional impact could be just as significant, but in a different way. Losing a cornerstone figure often forces a team to redefine its leadership structure. New voices emerge, new responsibilities are distributed, and the culture subtly shifts. Some believe the Browns see this as a necessary evolution, a chance to spread resources and build a more balanced unit rather than relying too heavily on one transcendent talent. Fans, of course, are already divided, and that is where this rumor truly comes alive. Bears supporters are dreaming big, imagining a defense that can dominate games and change momentum in an instant. Browns fans, on the other hand, are wrestling with the idea of saying goodbye to a player who symbolizes pride and dominance. Yet even among the skepticism, there is an understanding that football is a business, and sometimes the most painful decisions are made in pursuit of long-term stability. The speculation continues to grow, fueled by insider chatter and subtle hints that something major has already been set in motion. Whether officially announced or not, the idea that MYLES GARRETT could be wearing a Bears uniform has already started to alter expectations across the league. As this rumor gains traction, one thing becomes increasingly clear. This is not just about a trade, it is about direction. It is about two franchises potentially choosing very different paths at a critical moment. Chicago appears ready to accelerate its timeline, betting on elite talent to push them into relevance faster than expected. Cleveland, meanwhile, may be signaling a willingness to recalibrate, to step back before taking another leap forward. Until confirmation arrives, everything remains speculative, but the confidence behind this story suggests that something significant has already been decided. And if this move truly becomes reality, it will be remembered as one of those moments where the balance of power quietly shifted long before anyone realized what was happening. As the rumor continues to swirl, analysts and fans alike are beginning to dissect what this potential move really means beneath the surface, beyond the highlight reels and headline shock. The idea that the Bears have successfully positioned themselves to land MYLES GARRETT suggests a front office operating with clarity and conviction. This is not a desperate swing in the dark, according to whispers, but a calculated decision rooted in internal evaluations and long-term planning. Sources close to the situation believe Chicago's leadership has been quietly building toward a moment like this, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. The belief inside the building is that elite defensive pressure remains one of the few constants in a league defined by constant change. Adding a player who can disrupt every offensive game plan is seen as a shortcut to competitiveness, a way to stabilize games even when other areas fluctuate. This rumor paints a picture of a franchise tired of patience and ready to embrace ambition, regardless of the risks involved. On the Cleveland side, the speculation becomes even more layered. Letting go of a generational defensive talent is never about a single reason. Insiders suggest that this move may reflect broader concerns about sustainability, flexibility, and future planning. There is talk that the Browns want to avoid being boxed into a structure that limits growth elsewhere on the roster. By moving Garrett, they may be aiming to redistribute value, strengthen multiple positions, and regain control over their long-term trajectory. This does not mean they doubt his ability or impact, but rather that they recognize how quickly windows can close in this league. The rumor implies a front office willing to endure short-term criticism in exchange for long-term balance. That kind of thinking often separates reactive teams from proactive ones, even if the optics are uncomfortable at first. The football implications of this rumored trade are staggering. For Chicago, the defensive scheme could be transformed overnight. Coordinators would gain the freedom to be more aggressive, knowing that pressure can be generated without excessive blitzing. That alone changes coverage possibilities, disguises, and overall game flow. Opposing offenses would be forced to adjust protections, alter play calling, and speed up decision-making, all because one player demands constant attention. For Cleveland, the absence of Garrett would require creativity and collective effort. Rather than leaning on a singular force, the defense would need to operate as a more distributed unit, relying on scheme, depth, and situational execution. Some believe this could actually unlock new identities, allowing younger players to step into expanded roles and redefine expectations. Emotionally, this rumor has struck a nerve because it challenges traditional attachments. Fans grow connected to stars, often viewing them as untouchable symbols of the franchise. The idea that even someone like Garrett could be moved reinforces the harsh reality of the league. It also highlights how ambition and pragmatism often collide behind the scenes. Bears fans are already imagining the ripple effect, how a move like this could attract other players who want to be part of something bold and decisive. There is a sense that this rumor alone has shifted how Chicago is perceived, no longer as a passive participant in the league's power structure, but as an active architect of its own destiny. The silence from both organizations continues to add fuel to the fire. No outright denials, no vague reassurances, just a noticeable absence of commentary. In league circles, that silence is often interpreted as confirmation without confirmation. People familiar with these situations suggest that once rumors reach this level of specificity, they rarely come from nowhere. They are usually the result of controlled leaks, subtle signals meant to prepare the audience for an inevitable reveal. Whether intentional or not, the message being sent is powerful. Something big is happening, and both franchises are carefully managing how and when the world finds out. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. If this trade truly materializes, it could serve as a defining moment for both teams, not just for the upcoming stretch, but for years to come. Chicago would be staking its reputation on the belief that elite defense can accelerate success and reshape culture. Cleveland would be embracing a more flexible, long-view approach, trusting that adaptability will outweigh the loss of a singular star. Until the final word arrives, everything remains wrapped in speculation, but the confidence surrounding this rumor suggests that the pieces are already moving. And when the dust settles, fans may look back and realize that the warning signs were there all along, hidden in whispers that felt too bold to ignore. The speculation surrounding Moore also prompts deeper questions about team identity and future planning. If a new star acquisition arrives, will Moore embrace a mentorship role, adapt to new dynamics, or consider alternative opportunities elsewhere? Analysts note that such transitions are complex, involving personal pride, professional ambition, and strategic calculation, all unfolding under the watchful eye of media scrutiny and fan commentary. Rumors about Moore's potential responses fuel endless discussion, with some predicting a period of adjustment marked by collaboration and heightened performance, while others foresee tension and possible trade considerations if expectations are not carefully managed. The Bears organization, aware of the delicate balance between retaining top talent and pursuing new opportunities, reportedly engages in meticulous planning behind closed doors, anticipating every potential reaction, media spin, and fan sentiment, ensuring that Moore remains both a key player and a central figure in the unfolding narrative. Fans are left to speculate, analyze, and debate, creating a feedback loop where rumor, perception, and expectation interact in ways that elevate the drama far beyond the usual off-season chatter, transforming Moore's statement into a central plot point in the team's evolving story. From a strategic standpoint, Moore's comment has become a catalyst for broader conversation about the Bears' ambitions, both immediate and long-term. Rumors hint that management may be exploring creative approaches to roster building, leveraging Moore's skill set while simultaneously preparing for potential acquisitions that could elevate team performance. Analysts emphasize that the interplay between Moore's talent, temperament, and contractual considerations will likely shape key decisions in the coming months, creating a narrative rich with speculation, tension, and possibility. The fan base remains captivated, dissecting every rumor and hypothetical scenario, imagining the potential outcomes of trades, free agent signings, and internal adjustments. Moore's words, initially brief and seemingly casual, have taken on a weighty significance, transforming into a lens through which all future decisions are analyzed. The rumor-driven discourse ensures that every development is scrutinized, interpreted, and debated, solidifying Moore's position as both a narrative anchor and a strategic pivot point within the Bears' evolving saga. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.